When you get sick, it can feel overwhelming, right? There's the pain, maybe some confusion, anxiety, and trying to figure out the whole doctor thing on top of it all can seem, well, almost impossible.
It really can. So today we're aiming to cut through some of that noise.
Yeah, we want to take that feeling of chaos when you're ill and sort of turn it into a clearer path, a step-by-step guide almost for communicating well, getting diagnosed, and actually recovering.
And we've got a fantastic resource to help us do that. It's a really detailed personal story from someone named Anna called Chun Ikam Va Hoi Rive.
Right.
And it's more than just her diary. It really lays out a structure. So our mission in this deep dive is to pull out the practical steps, the key things she communicated from her experience.
From feeling that first symptom right through to getting better and even thinking about prevention.
Exactly. So you, the listener, walk away with a clearer blueprint for handling things next time you feel unwell.
Okay, so let's dive straight into that structure. Anna's story kicks off, like many do. It was a chilly Tuesday morning, and she just started feeling a bit off, unusually tired, a dry kind of sore throat, and this little headache that wouldn't quite go away.
Pretty common first signs. And she did what most of us would probably do initially.
Reach for the tea.
Yep. Warm tea, bit of honey, bit of lemon, the gentle home remedies first.
That makes sense. You try to manage it yourself first.
It does, and that initial step is important. It sort of sets a baseline. But this is where things shift, from just feeling unwell to needing to take concrete action. She hoped it would just pass.
But it didn't.
No, the symptoms actually escalated. And quite quickly.
Okay, so what was the turning point? What made her think, okay, tea isn't enough, I need professional help here?
Well, it became more than just discomfort. It started impacting her ability to function. Her head was really pounding by this point.
Oh,
Yeah, she started getting those intense chills. Her muscles were aching all over. And the big one, she just couldn't concentrate on her work at all.
Okay. So it's moved beyond just feeling rough to actually interfering with daily life.
Precisely. But the really key thing, the trigger we can pull out for you, wasn't just, I feel awful. She did something objective.
She took her temperature.
She did. And she got a very specific number, 38.6 degrees Celsius.
Okay, 38.6 degrees Celsius. That's definite fever territory.
It is. And having that number, that piece of data, that was the turning point. It defined the moment she needed to act.
That's a really useful takeaway. It shifts things from, am I just imagining this, or am I overreacting?
Exactly. It becomes, okay, the thermometer confirms it. I need to make an appointment.
Yeah.
That quantifiable trigger, like 38.6, is really step one in managing your health effectively in this situation.
So armed with that number, she called the Sunshine Medical Clinic.
Yep.
And how she handled that call is, well, pretty textbook inefficiency. She didn't just ramble, did she?
No, not at all. She was very clear. She gave him the core information straight away.
Which was?
Sore throat, headache, the fever, mentioning the 38.6 reading, and just feeling really, really tired.
So concise and data-driven?
Right. It showed urgency, but backed it up.
Yeah.
And she immediately understood the practical stuff, too. Bring the health card. Arrive 10 minutes early.
Which helps reduce stress when you actually get there, doesn't it? Not scrambling for things.
Totally. It sets you up for a smoother experience.
So that clear structure continues right into the clinic itself. Anna gets there at 11:15 a.m. You mentioned she described the waiting room.
Yeah, a mix of feelings, a bit anxious, obviously, but also reassured seeing others being cared for, knowing she was in the right place. There was like an older man coughing, a boy with a bandage, a typical waiting room scene.
Okay, and the process starts even before the doctor. The nurse steps in.
Right, the systematic intake.
Yeah.
The nurse checked her vital signs first, confirmed that mild fever, the 38.6 again, and took her blood pressure.
Establishing that baseline data for the doctor.
Exactly. Takes some of the guesswork out, gets the facts down.
Which leads us to the main event.
Yeah.
The consultation with Dr. Thomas. And again, Anna's communication was key. She didn't just list symptoms randomly.
No, she gave a really comprehensive overview, and importantly, she put it in order. She mentioned the sore throat and headache started yesterday.
The timeline.
Yes. Then the fever, the tiredness, a slight cough that had developed, and the muscle soreness, the body aches. Giving that chronology is gold for a doctor.
Why is that so helpful?
Because diagnosis is like detective work, isn't it? The timeline helps Dr. Thomas see how things progressed. When did symptom A start relative to symptom B? It helps rule things in or out much faster.
Makes sense.
So the examination followed that logical path. Checked her throat. Yep, red and swollen. Used a little light and tongue depressor. Listened to her lungs. Thankfully, they sounded clear.
And all that led efficiently to the diagnosis.
Right. A viral infection. Most likely the flu.
Okay, and this brings us to something really, really important. A point of confusion for so many people. Anna asked about antibiotics.
She did, and Dr. Thomas used that as a teaching moment, which is great. He clarified that fundamental difference. Antibiotics work on bacteria.
Not viruses.
Not viruses at all. They're completely ineffective. And getting that message across is so important for everyone listening. Asking for or expecting antibiotics for a cold or the flu, it contributes to antibiotic resistance, which is a massive global health issue.
So Anna asking, and the doctor explaining clearly, that's a model for how those conversations should go.
Definitely. Informed patient, clear doctor. And right after that, Anna did something incredibly important for her own safety.
What was that?
She proactively told the doctor about her allergy.
Ah, the penicillin allergy.
Yes, she volunteered that information. By the way, I'm allergic to penicillin.
That feels like maybe the single most critical communication point in this whole visit.
It really could be. When you're feeling awful, maybe a bit fuzzy from the fever, it's easy to forget or maybe assume it's already in your file somewhere prominent.
Don't assume.
Never assume. By stating it clearly, I have a penicillin allergy, she protected herself from potentially serious, even life-threatening reactions to any medication they might consider. It's just non-negotiable information you have to share.
Okay, so diagnosis is clear. A virus. Treatment plan focuses on managing symptoms. What did Dr. Thomas prescribe?
3 things. Standard stuff, really, for this situation. Pain relievers, some throat lozenges, and something specifically to help bring that fever down.
Got it. And it's off to the pharmacy.
Just across the street. And this interaction is just as vital as doctor's visit, really. This is where the practical recovery plan gets finalized.
Right, getting the actual medicines and instructions. She mentioned the pharmacy environment, too.
Yeah, warm, smelled a bit like eucalyptus and hand sanitizer, she said. Kind of helps frame it as, part of the healing space.
Okay, let's talk dosage instructions. This is where people can sometimes get mixed up, even with simple meds. What specifics did the pharmacist give Anna?
They were very clear, which is excellent. For the paracetamol that's a common pain fever reducer, it was every 6 hours, but only if needed.
Not just automatically taking it.
Right. Manage the symptoms, but with a strict maximum. No more than 4 times in a 24-hour day.
Okay. Prevents accidental overdose. What about the others?
Lozenges were simpler, 1 every 2 to 3 hours, as made for the sore throat, and the cough syrup was twice a day. That precision is key for safety and effectiveness.
And there was a crucial warning with the cough syrup, wasn't there, about side effects?
Yes, very important. The pharmacist explicitly warned her it could cause drowsiness.
Which impacts daily activities.
Hugely. The advice wasn't just take this twice a day. It was take this twice a day and be aware it might make you sleepy. So do not drive or operate any heavy machinery while taking it.
That connects the medication directly to behavior change. It's not just about swallowing a pill.
Exactly. It's about understanding the full impact and taking responsibility.
So Anna heads home, medicines in hand. She takes her first dose. What else did she do right away?
Smartly, she had a light lunch. First, just some soup and toast, then took the meds. And then, another crucial step in our modern world.
Contacting work.
Yes. She sent a professional text message to her manager. Clear and concise again. Confirmed she had the flu, diagnosed by a doctor, and needed time off to recover.
How did the manager respond?
Perfectly, it sounds like. Supportive message back. Take care and get well soon.
That response matters, doesn't it? Takes the pressure off.
Immensely. It removes that work guilt, that feeling you should be pushing through. It gives you the mental space you need to actually rest and heal properly. She established that necessary boundary.
Okay, so the immediate crisis, getting diagnosed, getting meds, informing work is handled. Now we move into the recovery phase itself. Let's unpack Anna's recovery blueprint.
Right, because just being told rest isn't always that helpful. We need more structure. By day 2, Anna was already feeling some improvement.
The headache.
Mostly gone. The sore throat was still there, but the lozenges were definitely helping. The fever was still mild, though. Recovery isn't usually a straight lineup.
No, it rarely is. Ups and downs.
Exactly. And alongside the prescribed medication, she was consciously using other effective strategies. She specifically mentioned her grandmother's advice.
Ah, yes, the home remedies making a comeback.
Gargling with warm salt water. And she noted it really seemed to help her throat.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that, medical treatments and traditional home care can often work really well together.
Good point. So Anna kept a journal during this time, right? And she noted down what worked for her. Let's distill those notes into that practical framework you mentioned, her 6 essential recovery tips.
Okay, let's break them down, because the why behind each one is important. Tip 1 was rest.
Obvious, maybe.
Seems obvious, but her approach was structured. She didn't just lie on the sofa watching TV. She aimed for 8 to 10 hours of actual sleep at night. Plus, she allowed herself naps during the day.
So actively prioritizing sleep.
Yes. Recognizing that sleep is prime time for the immune system to do its work. She had to consciously accept that productivity was off the table for a bit.
Okay, tip 2. Stay hydrated.
Again, sounds basic, but she was specific. She focused on warm liquids, warm water, herbal teas, clear broths, and soups.
And importantly, what did she avoid?
Yes. Strictly avoided coffee and sugary sodas. Things that can actually dehydrate you, which is the last thing you need when you're ill. It's about smart hydration choices.
Got it. Tip 3. Eat light and healthy.
Her focus here was on easy digestion. Small meals, things like fruits, vegetables, more soup. And she consciously steered clear of heavy stuff, fried foods, spicy foods.
Why is that important?
When your body's fighting off a virus, you don't want it diverting lots of energy to digesting a heavy, complex meal. Keep it simple, keep it nourishing. It's about energy efficiency for healing.
Makes sense. Number 4, fresh air.
This one might seem small, but when you're cooped up inside feeling ill, the air can get stale. She made a point of opening a window for just a few minutes each day.
Bit of ventilation.
Yeah, just to refresh the room. It helps psychologically, too, combats that feeling of being stuck and stagnant.
Okay. Tip 5 is very relevant today. Limit screen time.
Oh, definitely. She realized staring at her phone or laptop was making her eye strain worse, maybe even contributing to headaches, especially with the fever.
So what does she do instead?
Swapped it out for lower impact things, listen to audiobooks, put on some calming music. It's about actively managing how much cognitive effort you're expending. Give your brain and eyes a break.
Smart. And finally, tip 6. Stay calm and positive.
This acknowledges the mind-body connection, doesn't it? Feeling stressed or anxious can actually negatively impact your immune response.
So what does she do practically?
She mentioned using deep breathing exercises and consciously reminding herself that the illness was temporary, that she would get better. It reframes recovery as an active mental process, too, not just passively waiting it out.
That whole 6-point framework feels very actionable. It's about respecting what your body needs to heal.
Exactly. And it worked. By the 5th day, she felt a significant shift.
Fever gone.
Fever gone, energy starting to return. But she was still sensible. She decided to take one more full day of rest before easing back into things like light cleaning or stretching.
Gradual re-entry? Smart.
Very. Don't rush it right at the end.
But her journey didn't quite end there. She went back to see Dr. Thomas a week later for a follow-up. Why, if she was feeling mostly better?
Good question. It was partly about reassurance and partly about looking ahead. She still had a slight lingering cough and wanted it checked out.
Just to be sure.
Right. And Dr. Thomas was able to reassure her. He confirmed that a residual cough after flu can be quite normal. It doesn't mean the infection is still active. And crucially, he listened to her lungs again, still clear.
So that follow-up provides closure, confirmation that the recovery is on track.
Yes, it validates the whole process. But it was also a chance to shift focus towards the future, towards prevention.
Ah, okay. So Dr. Thomas gave her advice on how to avoid getting sick again.
He did. Another set of 6 key guidelines. And again, we know the basics like wash your hands, but let's look at the systemic application here for maintaining health long term.
Okay, lay them out for us.
First, wash hands regularly. The deeper insight is making it a consistent ritual, especially before you eat or after being in public places, before touching your face. Make it automatic.
Right. Second.
Avoid close contact with sick people. This means being aware and sometimes needing to set polite boundaries. If someone's clearly unwell, maybe skip the handshake or hug, keep a little distance. Respect their illness, protect yourself.
Number 3, eat a balanced diet.
This isn't just about avoiding deficiencies. It's about consistently giving your immune system the fuel it needs, the right mix of proteins, fats, carbs, vitamins, minerals, to be strong and resilient all year round.
Okay. 4th, get enough sleep.
And he quantified it. Aim for 7 to 8 hours a night, consistently. This treats sleep not as a luxury, but as a fundamental pillar of health, essential for immune function.
Makes sense. 5th tip.
Exercise regularly. The advice isn't extreme. Even just light, regular walking makes a difference. It's about consistent movement to support circulation, reduce stress, keep the body robust.
And the last one, number 6.
Stay hydrated. Back to hydration, but this time as a daily habit. Don't wait till you're thirsty. Consistent fluid intake helps all your body's systems function optimally, including your defenses. Don't let background dehydration weaken you.
It really feels like the core of Anna's whole experience is that shift, doesn't it? From reacting to an illness to building this ongoing structure for prevention.
Absolutely. Her big takeaway was about listening to her body, taking responsibility, and realizing that ultimately your health has to come first.
So just to recap the key structural points we pulled out,
Yeah.
recognizing that 38.6 degrees C fever as the specific trigger for action, the power of her clear, concise communication with the clinic and Dr. Thomas, especially mentioning that critical penicillin allergy,
So important.
and then implementing that active, structured 6-point recovery plan, which went way beyond just get some rest.
Right. Following that kind of system really can take a lot of the fear and uncertainty out of being sick. It becomes a process you can navigate.
Yeah, the main takeaway seems to be that handling illness effectively isn't just luck. It's about having a structure, communicating clearly, and setting those boundaries for yourself. It can actually be a positive, reassuring experience if you know the steps.
I completely agree. And that actually leads perfectly into our final thought for you, the listener, to maybe reflect on. Dr. Thomas reminded Anna, as she was leaving that follow-up appointment, to book her regular annual checkup in a few months.
Ah, the routine checkup, not related to being sick right now.
Exactly. Anna's story is a masterclass in reacting well to acute illness. But think about this. What changes in your relationship with your own health and well-being if you proactively schedule that annual checkup?
Mm.
If you shift your focus, even just a little, from only dealing with doctors when you're already ill, towards prioritizing that long-term preventative health maintenance. What does moving from just crisis management to more of a preventative command approach feel like for you?
That's a really interesting thought to leave people with, from reaction to proaction.
Something to consider.
Okay, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us. Take care of yourselves, maybe think about that structure, and we'll catch you next time.